I am here on business. I am to meet Count Dracula. Hopefully everything will go well.
Oh, young one, must you go, must you go?
Well, yes, I have very important business to take care of.
Do you know what happens on the eve of St. George?
No.
Do you know what happens at midnight?
People go to sleep.
Oh! Take this.
But I'm not.
For your mother's sake. Bye.
Welcome to my house. Enter at your own will.
Count Dracula?
That is I.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, son.
Jonathan Hawker.
Nice to meet you. Found everything to your liking, Mr. Hawker.
Oh, yes. This castle is great.
Be careful how you cut yourself in this country. This is the wretched thing that has been causing the mischief.
That was awfully strange.
I realized I was simply a prisoner in Dracula's castle.
If you register me.
Of course.
Your family must not be suspicious why you're here so long.
Perhaps I can find a way to call for help. I need people to know that I'm in danger. I'll write in shorthand so that Dracula won't be able to decipher my messages.
I hope you forgive me, but I must do work in private. I hope you find everything to your liking. And remember, do not go in the rooms that are locked.
I know I shouldn't sleep here, but I'm just so tired. A little rest here can't cause that much
You should
trouble.
go first, and we shall follow.
He is young and strong. There are kisses for all of us.
How dare you touch him? How dare you look at him? For he is all mine.
You yourself have never loved but loved.
I too can love. I've loved before, in the past. You'll have him after I'm done. But let me.
But we're hungry too. What are we to eat tonight?
Renfield, you need to get rid of these flies.
No, give me another day, please.
Okay.
Can I get a cat?
No,
Why? I want a cat.
you can't get a cat.
Okay.
Hi, Miss Stringer. Sorry to bother you, but will you marry me? I'm sorry. It's not you. It's me. Never mind. It is you. Bye. Lucy, will you marry me, please? I only date people of class. Oh my God, it's Arthur.
Lucy, will you do me the honor? Will you marry me?
Yes! Oh my God!
Strange things have begun happening, especially at sea.
Arr, I look mighty good.
Strange things have been happening. Search the ship!
I saw it. I saw it. I'd rather die than be on Earth with that thing.
Save me, Jesus.
When the ship arrived at Shoal, the captain was found with her wrist bound by a rosary and marks all over her neck.
Oh, poor soul. I can only imagine the horrors he hath gone through. The same man that comes at night took them all. Oh.
Later that day, Lucy was sleepwalking, while Mina followed closely behind.
What? Stop! Stop! No, Lucy! Lucy, I must save you! I must save you!
Doctor, need help. She's dying.
What is the problem here? Where is my patient?
I've been sleepwalking to this man in my dreams.
My dear.
And I
Sleepwalking.
have these weird marks on my neck.
Neck markings. Bilateral markings. What else? Radial. Brachial. Carotid. What else?
I've been feeling very faint.
Sweating, profusion. She needs a blood transfusion.
I volunteer.
Are you a healthy candidate? Let me see.
Hold on, let me pee first.
People reacting to light. Stroke victim. Open up, pearly whites. Yeah. A good candidate. You will do just fine. Sweetheart, sit down. Lay down. Yeah, here. Come closer. Have a seat.
Hold up.
What?
I'll be the one who donates the blood.
What is the meaning of
That
this?
is my wife, please.
Halfway through,
Let me do it.
you're contaminating my scene. Well then, it's over with. Any more interruptions? Okay.
A week passed, and she was sick again.
Feeling, my darling?
I'm feeling faint again.
Faint? I think it's time for another blood transfusion. Wait. Up above your head. Yes, that should do. That should do just fine. doing a little bit better, but someone must stay with her tonight.
I'll stay with her.
You will?
Mother.
Easier than I thought.
Later that night, Dracula was at the window, as a bat. Sadly, Lucy and her mother died this night.
Well, she's dead. Not another one.
After Lucy's death came reports of dead children with bite marks. Van Helsing was convinced it had been Lucy. He had to prove it.
She's not where we bury her.
Where could she be?
Told you, she's a vampire.
A vampire? What's that?
Let's go check her coffin again.
Lucy!
What did I tell you?
Lucy!
What did doctor tell you?
Lucy!
Vampires.
You said she was dead.
I said she was dead, but dead people don't get up and walk.
Arthur finally had proof. He saw Lucy attack a child.
Hi, sweetie.
After witnessing the nature of vampires, he killed her.
I have to do
What are you
this.
doing?
Now, I must kill Dracula.
You're supposed to be upstairs?
I know, but that was a great shot of me walking down them, wasn't it? Go. Back. Go ahead. This is a lot of work. I'm too famous to go upstairs, but it's alright. Are you done? Get out of my shot! Leave! You're not even famous. Honestly, I need you to leave right now. Right? Stop! Oh my god, it's the Paps. Just kidding. It's the Paps. It's totally cool. It's totally cool. No, on me. Focus on me. Thank you. Bye. You got enough shots. Bye. Okay. So, what was one of your questions?
What's the universal truth in Dracula?
Well, there are a couple. One of them, I'm sorry, I have so many fans. I have to just tweet them all back. I just care about them so much. One of them was the consequences of modernity, but no one cares about that. And also, salvation through Christianity. I love homeboy Jesus, but we need to talk about feminism today. So we're going with the truth of, what do you call it? Oh, so many fans, I'm so sorry. The threat of female sexual expression. So basically back in the Victorian era, is that close enough? Can you hear me, darling? Can you hear me? Okay. So basically back in the Victorian era, they believed that you were either a virgin, married, or a whore. Okay? So basically, there were the nice girls, the ones that weren't married yet. Also, like, spinsters, if you weren't married, if you weren't fabulous like me, you didn't get a husband that easily. Just kidding. Okay. So, basically, like, there were the girls that never had sex, which good for them, good for you, honey. You did really good. And then there were the married women, who obviously weren't virgins because they were required to have kids. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I have to accept this. Hello? Hello? No, I don't want that.
Excuse me.
No, I don't. No. Okay, can you get me a chicken wrap? I'm like starving like, I didn't want to eat before the shoot because I wanted to look. Okay. So, what was I talking about?
Universal truth.
Something about youth, what? Sex, right? Okay, yeah. So the mothers were expected to just like pop out children like they're machines, but that's not how the world is, okay? So basically, you were expected to be a mother with children, you know, to do things for your husband, and that's just how it went. And then if you had sex outside of marriage, you were a whore, which is pretty ridiculous because honestly, just because you have sex doesn't mean you're a whore. Although I think you should wait for someone that's like worth your while. Like, don't just like find a guy on the street and be like, hey, like, no, like, don't do that. Okay, tell my little followers, I want you guys to be like smart about things, you know, like whatever. But yeah, so basically men were like, yo, like these women they're just bringing us down by looking sexy and voluptuous and just like stealing my heart away. That's not how it goes, but whatever. So women were seen as threats because, you know, men would lust after them and they would just do things that just like, men are like, I'm not ready for this. I think they're like gonna damage me right now and whatever, like my future's not gonna be intact because women are, get out of here! He's always following me, oh my god, that's like the 5th like interview he's like shown up at. I don't know what he's doing. Bye honey, follow me on Twitter. Like, can he go away, oh my god. I feel like I'm in danger here. Anyways, I just feel so attacked right now. I'm good. Okay, so then I'm sorry, these tweets. So basically, like, there was an extremely rigid expectation for women, and if they strayed outside of those, you know, like you were kind of like exiled. They were just jerks all the time. They're like, you know, like you're a whore because you had sex and you're married or you're not married, like you're gonna be alone for the rest of your life, which is ridiculous, but you know what they say. So if you weren't innocent or married, basically you're just done. Like there's no worth in you living. So that's why they wanted to destroy Lucy, because they said that, you know, once she had sex, she's worth nothing. So they'd rather kill her so she could keep her virtue intact rather than just like have her live as a whore. That's just basically it. So yeah, thank you. Goodbye. You're welcome for that marvelous interview. Thank you. No backshots, please. I already told you to stop recording me.
Okay, Mr. Rin. So what do you think is the most important theme of this novel?
Well, in the story Dracula, the novel, by Bram Stoker, the main theme is good versus evil. If you believe in something hard enough, and if you give it all, you can accomplish what you're trying to do. In this novel, we have the heroes, you know, Jonathan, Van Helsing, Dr. Seward, and Mina. They work together to destroy Dracula. And by teaming up together and believing in something hard enough, they're able to accomplish their dream and kill Dracula and save more innocent lives. Buy my new album on iTunes.
Why is Stoker's writing style important?
Well, the novel is told by a bunch of different people writing in their journals. And when we read the novel, we read all of their journal entries. And everything is in first point of view. And that really makes the novel more intimate for the readers, and the readers can experience the terror and all of the characters' emotions more personally because it is shot in the first point of view. So we also see newspaper clippings, journal entries, and things that just tell you what the person is going through, and that makes the novel much scarier.
Thank you. Why is the setting important to
In
Dracula?
the story Dracula, or the novel Dracula, it is introduced by Jonathan Harker, one of the main characters. Who's the main character, right? One of the main characters going to visit Dracula's castle, and on his way there, he notices that the castle is secluded from the villagers, and on his way to the castle, he encounters villagers, and they kind of set the tone for, you know, the time and the era that the story is kind of based upon, and how people at that time were very superstitious and they didn't really accept anything out of the norm. So that's why Dracula was secluded from everyone, and that kind of gives the tone that, you know, Dracula was weird and no one really thought of him as normal, so he was secluded.
What's an important motif in Dracula?
Okay, so illness was one of one of many of the motif, with Mina, Renfield, and Lucy. When they got sick, they all tie in with Dracula. First with Renfield with all the flies, and when he asked for a cat, and then all the spiders, they were all intertwined with Dracula. And with Lucy, when she started sleepwalking, and towards the night she would sleepwalk. She would see a man in her dreams, and that would be Dracula. And then that ended up with Dracula turning Lucy into a vampire. And then with Mina, when she got sick, she almost turned into a vampire, but with the guys, with Van Helsing, Arthur, and Jonathan, when they killed Dracula, that ended up saving Mina from turning into a vampire. And from all that correlates with all their illness and, with their sleepwalking. They all interrelate with Dracula.
Hi, I played Lucy in the movie Dracula, so yeah.
So what do you think played the biggest role in Dracula?
I feel like religion had a big role in Dracula, because in the beginning, when Jonathan Harker was leaving to Transylvania, he stopped by this little town, and people were they had crucifixes, and they were warning him and blessing him, and he's like, yeah, I don't really know what these town people are doing, they're crazy. And he was like, I'm just gonna do whatever, go. So, but before he left, he took a little rosary that some crazy old lady gave him. Well, he thought was crazy, but she was right on, because she knew what was going down at Dracula's castle. So yeah, so once he got to the castle, the rosary that the lady gave him actually saved him, because Dracula was about to bite him when he cut his neck. But yeah, the rosary saved him. So I feel religion did play a big part, and it was a symbol, because you had these little the little crucifixes and the rosaries and everything. And even Dracula himself, he was I guess a satanic figure, because he had the pointy ears and then the fangs. So yeah, I feel religion did play a big role in the movie Dracula and the novel as well.
Lucy, will you marry me, please?
Only date people with class.
I'm just calling ass doctor.
Yeah. Earth with that face.
Did you really throw yourself over? I can't.
Wait, okay.
You're in the shot. I was about to ask you.
Be careful how many pictures.
No!
I need you.
Take two!
Doctor, you helps you dying. Got it.
I'm dying.
In an accent, if you can.
Take three!
I can't do accent, remember?
Alright, I'm
You started.
Somebody call doctor. Doctor. Do that. Get all funky with it. Are you a healthy candidate?
I guess so.
Open wide. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yeah.